Yo Brollies, what's up? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the latest OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G smartphone and why I think this is one of the better options if you're looking for a flagship level smartphone that can take amazing portrait and zoomed in shots. OPPO is actually positioning the Reno10 series 5G smartphones as their latest and best addition to their portrait expert lineup, and it's set to launch here in the Philippines today. What we have here is the flagship level variant OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G, offering a premium set of cameras including a powerful 64-megapixel telephoto lens with up to 3x optical zoom and can maintain good image quality even at 6x in sensor zoom. It also has an optical image stabilization, which is nice. Aside from that, we also have the 50-megapixel main camera with an IMX890 sensor with optical image stabilization and a wide f1.8 aperture. What's even better about this camera system is that OPPO didn't put aside the ultra-wide angle lens, as we also have one here with an 8-megapixel ultra-wide angle lens offering a 112-degree field of view, essentially giving you a familiar 16mm equivalent focal length. The front-facing camera is not a slouch either, featuring a 32-megapixel camera with an IMX709 RGBW sensor. Overall, after quickly playing around with it a few days ago, I'd say the image quality this set of cameras can produce is really good. I'll share some photos with you later. Outside the camera system, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G also features a nice and sleek curved body with a 6.74-inch AMOLED display and is powered by a highly capable Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor with a decent 4700 mAh of battery and 100 watts super VOOC charging, making up for a pretty decent all-around daily driver smartphone. This is actually the fastest on any Reno smartphone ever. By the way, honest disclaimer, this video is in partnership with OPPO to help spread the word about this new flagship portrait expert, so this is definitely not a full review, but more about the unboxing experience, features overview, and to highlight the camera capability of this phone to give you a bit of an idea what this new portrait expert can offer. And I'll try my best to provide you with all the information that I can give aside from the simple unboxing. Again, I'm always transparent to you guys. With that out of the way, let's get into it. The packaging is a very clean white box with the model name in front, and what we have here is the glossy purple 12 plus 256GB variant. Upon opening the box, we have an accessory box that houses the SIM ejector pin, a safety guide, and a free two-tone jelly case. Next, we have the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G itself, and underneath it, we have the 100-watt Super VOOC charger and a substantially long charging cable. At first look and touch, the first thing that strikes me the most is the super sexy form factor, featuring a 3D curved design not only on the glass back but also on the front glass, partnered with the curved corners, making up for an aesthetically pleasing look and most importantly, a very comfortable experience. And it's actually the slimmest periscope camera smartphone in the market. In front, we have a 6.74-inch AMOLED curved display with up to 120Hz refresh rate, 1400 nits of brightness, and a pixel density of around 450. It is also 100% DCI-P3 color accurate and supports HDR10+, all in a 93.9% skin-to-body ratio with AGC Dragon Trail Star 2 protection. Reviewing your photos and watching videos on the smartphone is definitely a nice experience. Also here in front is the 32-megapixel selfie camera with an IMX709 RGBW sensor and the earpiece that also doubles as a secondary speaker, ever so hidden on top of it. On the left side, we don't have anything here aside from the nice curved shape, and all the buttons are on the other side, including the power button and the volume rocker. By the way, we also have an in-display fingerprint sensor that, to my surprise, is actually quite fast, responsive, and accurate. A slight tap can easily unlock the phone, which is pretty awesome. Up top, we have the secondary microphone, and interestingly, we have an infrared sensor that you can use to control your appliances, which is definitely a plus. I tried it on my TV, and it worked like a charm. At the bottom, we have the SIM card tray that supports dual nano SIM cards, the primary microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the primary speakers. Now looking at the back, you can definitely tell that OPPO is emphasizing the camera system here, featuring a two-toned and two-material design combining glass and aluminum surrounding the three cameras and the flash. While the entirety of the phone features a fingerprint magnet glossy finish, there's no denying the fact that it looks absolutely elegant and stylish. Here we have the highlight of this phone, the 64-megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom and up to 6x in-sensor zoom with essentially comparable image quality. Like the main camera, it also features optical image stabilization, so rest assured that you'll get tack-sharp images with this one as well. OPPO claims that this is the highest spec periscope telephoto camera on any smartphone ever. But don't take my word or OPPO's word for it, here are some sample photos for you guys. The 8-megapixel ultra-wide angle lens is pretty decent, with good dynamic range maintaining details on the sky, but it gets better when you start moving up to the main 50-megapixel camera with an IMX890 sensor. It also has a wider f1.8 aperture, resulting in an overall brighter image and features optical image stabilization for some tack-sharp photos. But where it shines the most is again on the 64-megapixel telephoto lens. While it's targeted towards portrait shots, you can definitely take advantage of it for normal shots like this, and as you can see, the image is brighter with better dynamic range, especially on the shadows or dark spots, and are generally full of detail with natural colors to boot. And the good thing here, given the larger megapixel count of the telephoto lens, you can also take advantage of the 6x in-sensor zoom, which also offers decent quality images. Not just usable, but pretty good with almost the same dynamic range and colors in comparison with the normal 3x zoom. So basically, you have up to 4 different focal lengths with this 3-camera system. Now, when used for its intended purpose, the telephoto lens produces clean, sharp, and natural-looking portraits, even indoors. Notice that the background blur is also fairly natural without super noticeable jarring cuts on the edges. It's still present on some parts of the image and it varies per photo, but it's barely noticeable unless you really look for it. Now, what also surprised me is the 32-megapixel selfie camera with an IMX709 RGBW sensor. Honestly, without even looking at the overall image quality, what I like the most here is the natural looking colors. The saturation is just enough with decent looking skin tones. The contrast levels are also at the good level with no crushed shadows. You can even see some details around the dark strands of my hair. Well, ignore the white hairs please. Out of the box, the skin retouch filter is turned on at around 30%, which made me look 10 years younger, I believe. And the same case here for the background separation. It looks quite natural to me. Although again, it's a hit or miss, sometimes the algorithm messes up, like this shot for example. But most often than not, it processes the image quite well. However, these are shot using the standard photo mode because using the portrait mode, in my honest opinion, the background separation is a bit much. Alright, so this is a video test for the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G and also a microphone test. Microphone test 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go, 0.8x. Selfie video test with microphone test as well. 4K video, standard stabilization. Overall, I think most people will be satisfied by the camera system on the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. It has pretty much everything we need except for a macro lens, which is pretty niche in my opinion. But good quality cameras are not the only selling point of the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G. It is also a highly capable flagship phone. Featuring a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor together with the ColorOS 13 and the 120Hz high refresh rate, the user interface is quite smooth and responsive. It does have a number of pre-installed applications, but you can easily uninstall them if you want. Now, I'm not going to dive deeper into this phone since this is not a full review, but let me pop the complete specifications on the screen as we test its performance on Antutu benchmark. As you can tell, it got a decent 1.3 million score in Antutu. In terms of battery life, I got a decent 6 hours and 49 minutes on my standard PCMark Work 3.0 battery life benchmark with maximum brightness and maximum volume but with headphones plugged in. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with this phone, especially with its target market space, which is mobile photography, specifically for portraits. All the 3 cameras are outstanding with an exceptional telephoto lens. Outside that, the hardware specifications under the hood are pretty decent as well for an overall balanced daily driver material. Now, the OPPO Reno10 Pro Plus 5G is priced at around 39,990 Philippine pesos, and if you pre-order any of the 3 OPPO Reno series smartphones, you'll get an OPPO Enco Buds 2, which is worth 1,999 Philippine pesos. These new smartphones will be available on OPPO's online stores in Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok, and will also be available on all authorized OPPO dealers nationwide. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Huge thanks to OPPO for partnering with me for this video, and while it's not a full review, I hope I was still able to provide value to you guys to give you a bit of an idea what to expect on the smartphone, at least for the design and photography side with a few performance details. If you're interested, I'll put some links below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you like this, and see you next time. Have a great day guys, you're awesome.